Hey y'all, I recently had a request to show how to do different looks using color, and so I thought I'd take a single piece of footage and show you a very simple way without using Luts to tweak the color to make that footage either a little bit warm or a little bit more cool, and even the classic cinematic orange and teal. If you're new here, then welcome. My name is Adrienne and I make tutorials on video editing. And now, let's get into it. As you can see, I have Premiere open and I have a piece of footage already laying on the timeline. It's of a girl she's just gone for a run, and here she is drinking some water. I already have an adjustment layer on top of the footage on the timeline. I'm going to be doing all of my color work on that adjustment layer. Let's go over to Lumetri Scopes and open up the Vector Scope YUV. That'll be important for us today. Let's go over to Lumetri Color. I have the color workspace open already, and I have 3 different Lumetri color effects already created for us. There's warm, cool, and cinematic. So we're going to be starting with the warm. I've done a little bit of basic color correction already, but the first thing I want you to start with is just taking that color temperature and moving it more orange. And we're watching your scopes while you do that to make sure you don't get out of the broadcast safe line. It looks like red is a little close there, so I'm going to back off a little. That looks better. Now I want to go down and I want you to open up color wheels and match. We're going to start in the midtones and bump those up in between the yellow and the red. And again, watch your Vector Scope YUV. Make sure you don't leave that broadcast safe line. That looks pretty good. I personally like to keep the highlights a little bit blue, just a touch, and the shadows a little bit blue, again, just a touch, so that this doesn't get sort of too artificial looking. And then the last thing that I would do is open up curves and go down to hue versus saturation. And let's just pick a few colors that we'd like to really pop. I think the blue in the sky could be nice to pop. So I took the eyedropper and selected that blue color and I bumped it up as far as it'll go. If you look at the Vector Scope YUV, this blue, it won't go any further without getting out of that broadcast safe line. I want the green of her water bottle to pop. I think that would be great. Now look, that's too far. I've taken it too far. So I'm going to bump it back just a little more. There we go. That looks good. And maybe the pink on her jersey. Let's see if we can bump that up just a touch too. Not much. That red is really close to the broadcast safe line. If we go over to effect controls, I can turn this warm effect off and you can see what it looked like originally. And back on, you can see we've got a nice warm color look to our footage. Okay, I'm going to turn that effect off and then go back over to Lumetri Color, go back up, and we're going to select Cool. Again, over to Lumetri Scopes, open up Vector Scope YUV, go down to color temperature, and we're going to do the same thing, but instead of going warm, we're going to take it cool. I want you to watch your Vector Scope YUV the whole time and make sure you don't come out of that broadcast safe line. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go down to color wheels and match. Let's make the highlights cool. Let's go ahead and make the shadows cool. I am going to boost the midtones in the warm direction just a hair so this doesn't get Again, too artificial, too cool. Now open up curves. I'm going to go back to hue versus saturation. I'm not sure I can bump this blue sky at all, but let's take a look. Oof, just a little bit. Look at that. Okay, let's bump the green. See if we can take that up. Whoa. Not much, but a little bit. Let's see if we can bump up her pink jersey. Yeah, that one we could boost. That looks good. And again, turn it off. That's where we started. And turn it on. We've got a much more cool look to the exact same piece of footage. I'm going to go over to Effect Controls. I'm going to turn off that cool look and we're going to go down to the cinematic. Back over to Lumetri Color, open up Basic Correction, open up Cinematic, open up your scopes, and we'll start one more time. Now this time, I'm actually not going to do anything in basic correction. I'm going to keep all of that the way it is. We're going to open up HSL secondary, and we are going to use key. To set color, I'm going to select this eyedropper tool. And what I am doing is I'm going to start by selecting her skin tone, and then I'm going to invert that selection to select everything in the frame that is not the color of her skin. And then I'm going to make all of the rest of the frame more cool, more teal. So select that eyedropper, select her face, and then if you make it color gray, you can see what you selected. Obviously there's a lot more to get, so we're going to use the plus eyedropper and we're going to keep selecting until we've gotten more of her body. Let's see. You are going to wind up getting a few things in the background here, and that's okay. What you don't want is to wind up selecting the whole frame by accident. So now come next to color gray and you're going to click this box and that inverts the selection. You can uncheck color gray so that your program monitor looks normal, but that does not remove your selection. It just looks more normal for you to work with it. Then come down here to the color wheel under correction and we're gonna bump this down and make it nice and teal. She really starts to pop out of the teal frame because her skin is so much warmer than what's around her. Close HSL secondary and open up color wheels and match. And I'm going to boost the midtones, make them a little bit more orange. Just really accentuate that difference. Cool off the highlights just a hair. And again, the shadows just a hair. And then let's open up curves and let's go down to hue versus saturation. And I want to boost all the same stuff. Make the blue pop. Make the green on her water bottle. Woo! Pop as much as we can. And the red on her jersey. And there you have it. Let's turn it off and on. That's what we started with. And that is the color grade that we did. As you can see, when you make the background a little bit more teal, she really pops out of the frame. And that's it from me. That's a really simple way to start your color grading process, to take a single piece of footage and turn it a little bit warm, a little bit cool, or a little bit sort of classic cinematic. And where you take it from there is entirely up to you. Color is so personal. It's all about your personal preferences. If you have any other requests for tutorials, please leave them in the comments below. I love being able to give you what it is that you need. If you thought this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll see you in the next one.